Coming up on the FRC Open Alliance show, it's our first one of the year here in Rebuilt, and 4041 Team Rembrandts on the Netherlands is on to discuss their process. One of the most prolific build blogs you'll ever see. Make sure you check it out on Chief Delphi. But they're going to run through their process through Kickoff and their 3DM processes that they do, and then talk about a lot of different prototypes they've been working on, from their intake and shooter, and then going into a couple different great hopper prototypes, from one called even a washing machine that we'll be diving more into. A little bit more on their quick build, and a lot of cool demos to showcase here on the FRC Open Alliance show. This video on fun is brought to you by our viewers, supporters, members, and also in partnership with the following. Discover why so many FIRST teams utilize SolidWorks. From CAD to competition to certifications that prove your skills, SolidWorks prepares you for today's game and tomorrow's engineering career. Free for all FIRST teams. Go to solidworks.com/first to learn more and download. Build your alliance with so many other FIRST alumni who go to Kettering University. Every student at Kettering experiences their cutting-edge co-op programs that seamlessly blend the professional and academic worlds. Kettering co-ops are a fully immersive working experience at the leading edge of industry. Head on over to kettering.edu/first to learn more about their incredible programs and to get more information. Let's welcome back once again to the Open Alliance show, a team that I always admire and just love watching all their progress on their build logs. It's Team Rembrandts coming in from the Netherlands. So guys, welcome. If you don't mind introducing yourselves, let us know what you do on the team. And we got a whole list of really cool stuff to go through in terms of team updates and what your team's been working on.
Yeah, so thank you for having us. I'm Sebastian. This is my second year in the team, and I'm part of the software sub-department.
And I'm Atakan. This is my first year in Team Rembrandts, and I was in a team in Turkey before. And I'm in the hardware department, especially doing 3D design. So I think we can first start with the kickoff.
Yeah, so this year it's the second year we organized the European Kickoff in collaboration with Team Ghost. Yeah, we had a couple of other European teams. We got them here, and we just had some fun activities during the Saturday, and then the Sunday, some more activities, and we had Kickoff, so the game reveal. Afterwards, we went straight into thinking about what to do, reading the manual, and afterwards prototyping, a lot of them.
Yeah, so we can start with showing the first prototype. I think we can start with the intake. We tried 3-bar intake, and this works quite well. We had a back wall, not a back roller. So this can really rapidly intake the ball, as we tried. And also we tried the back roller, and we are trying to iterate it in the 3D design.
As you can see, we built a really quick robot. So instead of making an alpha and a beta robot we did previous years, we started by making a quick build, which is made in the first week of the season. We just, on the working drivetrain, just throw a lot of prototypes on them and get a robot that can actually play the game. And then afterwards, we're going to make one competition robot instead of 2 for the regionals and world championships if we qualify. So you had the intake, then currently the storage isn't really existing. It's just an axle driven by one motor to get them into the shooter. We have some more hopper prototypes we can show next. First shooter.
Yeah, the shooter, we tried 2 types of shooter. First with 2 wheels in both sides. And this seems to work well, especially with 2 and 3 centimeters of compression. And also we tried just 1 wheel in front and a stationary back wall. And this also shows consistency in the trajectories of the ball. So to keep it simple, we go with the static wall for the prototypes. And yeah, this seems working for now. And also building this robot gives us idea of what will be the actual game. And yeah, I think we can go on with the hopper prototypes.
And so go to this side. So currently we have 2 of them, which have been iterated a lot of times. I think we can start with this one. It's the I know how we call it.
Yeah, this is the washing machine, and basically it has a brushed middle part and a spinning bottom plate. We first tried without the upper wheels, and it seemed working well. But when we add the wheels, the balls can drop inside more easily. So we both try it with these star wheels and also with the flywheel. Both seemed working well, and yeah, currently it can feed up to 10 balls per second to the shooter. So I think it's really great for the first prototype, which is made out of plywood and rough sketches and rough dimensions. So yeah, that's it for the washing machine.
So then we have the second prototype, which consists, instead of an inner rotation, it's the outside that rotates, and it pushes the balls up to the middle and upwards. So with the first prototype, it moves to the side, and here it moves up to a turret that is centered in the middle.
Yeah, as we said, this version has a shooter in the middle, and it can have 9 balls at the same time, and the other one has 5. So I think we think that this can give more speed while feeding the balls, and and we both tried with and without the brushes outside. So the brushes really helps to feed the ball, because it can the balls can rotate freely in a static position, but with the brush it helps to feed them into the shooter. I think we think both of them has advantages and disadvantages for the robot. We call this one the free flow. This one has a bigger diameter and occupies more space on the robot. So you have we have less space to add like a climber or iterate when we have a new idea. So yeah, these are the
2 main prototypes we focused on, and
So something I want to ask you guys with, these different spin-dexters you come up with, why do you, in your mind, as you're going through the strategy process, why was spin-dexter the best option for you? I was reading through your blog, you showed a lot of different examples of teams that you looked at, what their hoppers look like, that sort of thing. How did spin-dexter end up being the leading way to go for your team?
So we also tried a hopper with a bottom rollers, but it seems it has more spaces for the ball to jam, and also it's as we saw, it cannot feed the ball fast enough to achieve our goals this year. Like we want to be able to shoot 12 balls per second, so the feeder has to be aligned with this goal, and therefore we choose to try spin-dexters.
So yes, they are more complex, but we can higher balls per second.
And then how did you, for the 12 balls per second metric that you're mentioning on there, when you were going through your, analyzing the game and stuff, why did you land on 12? What was kind of the reasoning behind that? And can you talk a little bit more about maybe some of those other design decisions that you made early on too?
So our 3DM department goes up direct after the game is revealed. They go with each other, and they're going to think about the 100% robot and how many points they will possibly can get. And then they calculated that to win a regional, you need around 60 or 70% to win. And they came to all of these numbers. I don't know how that is magic for me, but they came with upward numbers. So they told us we need to shoot 12 balls per second and have a storage with a minimum of 35 balls. But also, so the intake needs to have the same speed as the shooter, otherwise you would have a bottleneck. And they also said that a climber would not be necessary to win those regionals.
Speak about the prototyping process. We thought this process gives us really more insight over the game to like have the ideas what can be built, what can be focused on to iterate and like make it bigger, better. So maybe we can speak about the last decisions on the hopper design. So we tried 2 of them. So we will be going with the washing machine because we think it has more space to iterate, and also it gives us a separate control over the subsystems. Like we can separately design the intake, hopper, and the tower and the turret. So for now, we will go with the washing machine design.
So as Edgar explained, we made our archetype decision today. We chose for that hopper, but we also chose for a turret that's off-centered, which both has benefits and it can help you, but also is maybe harder. So we made those choices today. With the intake, just a wide intake that has the same speed as the hopper and the shooter, so we don't have a bottleneck somewhere in the robot. And we also chose to not include a climber because, as I said, 3DM don't think it's essential to win regionals. The hopper makes sure that there's enough place for more iterations and more improvements. So in the corners, we have places to improve and maybe add a climber later on after the entire robot works and is finished.
So for your team, for Team Rembrandts, looking at the next 1 to 2 weeks, you've done some prototyping for things. What are kind of like the next major milestones your team wants to hit looking in the next couple of weeks, since we won't be talking to you for a little bit?
So we are kind of done with the prototyping, and we will move on the 3D designs, actual 3D designs, and we wanted to end like in 1 to 2 weeks, and then start building the actual, start manufacturing them.
Well, Team Rembrandts, always a pleasure to catch up with you, and make sure you are following their Chief Delphi build blog is absolutely phenomenal. And just all the great updates we continue to see from your team, a true inspiration in first. And we really appreciate taking time. We'll let you get back to work, and good luck. We would look forward to catching up with you in just a couple of weeks.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay up to date on future fun videos. Build your alliance with so many other FIRST alumni who go to Kettering University. Every student at Kettering experiences their cutting-edge co-op programs that seamlessly blend the professional and academic worlds. Kettering co-ops are a fully immersive working experience at the leading edge of industry. Head on over to kettering.edu/FIRST to learn more about their incredible programs and to get more information. Discover why so many FIRST teams utilize SolidWorks. From CAD to competition to certifications that prove your skills, SolidWorks prepares you for today's game and tomorrow's engineering career. Free for all FIRST teams. Go to solidworks.com/FIRST to learn more and download.